Guys, Mike the Cop. What is happening? I don't know if I started talking too soon. I'm Mike the Cop, and I'm not sure how many of you have met me before, seen me before, watched my videos before. This happened last time I went live on YouTube as well. I actually went live inadvertently, and it told me that no one was watching. It's doing that right now. I see comments popping up on the screen. Now it's a little bit delayed, so now it's starting to show up. Let me pull up my computer comments because I won't be able to keep up on the phone. So let me get in here on the comments. Boom. Okay. Let us... Holy cow. Comments are flying. There we go. Not donut, Mike. Donut's the goat, though. I don't know what you guys have to drink tonight. I have Elijah Craig single barrel. Let's see what Officer Daniels wants. He's texting me. Oh, I didn't see that, but that's interesting. Okay. All right, we got 285 beautiful souls in here. So if you guys have been around at all, you know that this is fairly random of me, but I just pop on here and I answer questions live. So here we go. Yeah. Is there a question that you guys have? I needed to learn how to turn off my notifications when I'm on YouTube, because I've got like text messages, all that stuff. Josie is great, so that's good. Man, there is a lot of comments coming across right now. So this is going to be tough for me to keep going with. I'm going to try to latch onto a question and run with it. At what age did I get hired? I got hired when I was 33 years old. So that's when I'm hired. I'm 42 now. So yeah, that's right. Do the math, 9 years. Right? 42 minus 33, carry the 1. 9 years, 33. And someone asked if I was still the cop. The answer is yes. Do it with Dan. When is there going to be another vid? That's a great question. I actually plan on trying to get down to the Atlanta area soon, and I want to make some more content with Dan. I want to make some content with Jiu-Jitsu Cop. Oh, super chat. So I want to make another video soon, like go on his podcast, the Dan Cast. Miguel Dominguez. Hey, Mike, when will we see a video of you dealing with a sovereign citizen your way? First of all, thank you for the super chat, Miguel. I don't have a body cam at work, and I'm not allowed to film myself at work. Therefore, you will probably never see me handling a sovereign citizen. Grandam GT, $2 super chat. When will you be coming back to Sandusky, Ohio? You know what? The UPP just left Sandusky, Ohio, as it were. He went to Cedar Point today. I don't know when I'll be coming back. Trump is awesome. Gave a $1.99 super chat. Thank you, Mike the Cop. Are you going to vote for Trump in 2020? I don't know. I guess I'll have to see what the options are. A lot of people mistake me for a super big pro-Trumper. I certainly think that out of the choice of Trump or Clinton, that Trump was a better choice, but he is not who I wanted. I voted for I voted in my local primary here for a constitutionalist, the Constitution Party, because I didn't like the libertarian candidate. So I am a libertarian as far as my political leanings. What separates me from a lot of libertarians is that I am pro-life. So if I had to be anything other than an independent thinker, I'm going with pro-life libertarian. All right, let me catch up on the super chats, guys. Dang, you guys are on fire with the comments tonight. Thank you very much. I'm gonna stick around and answer some questions. Thomas Merriman, thank you very much. The $5 super chat, I appreciate that. Grandam follows up with another $5. Come back soon. I'm trying to get Donut Operator up here too. It'd be pretty cool, me and Donut going to Cedar Point together or something like that. I've gone with Officer Daniels before. That was a good time. We can hop to Amilcar Martinez, $5 super chat. Thank you. I have a Secret Service panel interview on Wednesday. Any suggestions or tips? Well, I've never interviewed for the Secret Service, so I'm not sure if there's anything specifically unique to their panel. But if it's like anything else, there is some general principles to follow, which is be honest. The biggest mistake people make is trying to think about what they're supposed to say versus what they actually are thinking, and then they process it and then say it. I'm not saying that you should just talk poorly or speak like they're your buddies, but I am saying that the effort that it takes to like say what you think you're supposed to say is noticeable. And that's actually a turn off for potential employers. So just be yourself, man. Be honest and just go for it. Just answer from the gut, and don't overthink it. Don't overanalyze it. You don't have time out in the field to overanalyze stuff, and they're looking for people just being able to answer what they really believe, and hopefully with some critical thinking with it. All right, so thank you, Amilcar, for the super chat. Scrolling down, Dwayne Dallas, do you really need a college degree to be hired? $5 super chat. Thank you, Dwayne. It is becoming increasingly popular for departments. It's not even just popular, it's common. It's in fact more common than not that a degree, I haven't even had a sip of this yet. That's good, I love bourbon. A degree is required to become a police officer. A lot of places around here are associate's degrees. Some places are bachelor's degrees, that's fine. But yeah, a degree is required. As I have said many, many times, and I will say it again here because obviously not everybody watches me all the time or has heard this, you do not need a degree in criminal justice. For the most part, all they care about is that you were committed enough to complete what you started in college. They're looking for someone that's just made a commitment to an education and saw it through. They are not looking for something in criminal justice. A criminal justice degree, unless you're going to ultimately teach criminal justice or you're using it for something else that takes you further, like a law degree or something, is for the most part absolutely pointless. Plus, what I would encourage all of you to do if you are going to go into law enforcement, if you have a chance to pick something educationally that you are interested in that's not criminal justice, legitimately interested in, whether that's, political science or it's, I don't even care if it's art history, something, whatever it is that you have a genuine interest in, study that. Get your degree in that, because let's say that you start into law enforcement and it turns out that you don't like it. Let's say that you start in law enforcement and a year and a half in, you get injured in a way that prevents you from ever working again. What are you going to do then? You have a degree in criminal justice, so what? So just make sure that you are thinking that through as far as degrees go. Thank you, Dwayne, for the super chat. All right, moving. I'm catching up, guys. Give me a second here. Holy cow. So the super chats are coming through. I appreciate it, and I'm going to answer them all. Message retracted from somebody that gave a $5 one. So thank you very much to whoever retracted their message, I guess. Thank you. Coming down, Russell Lebkowski. We gonna get any more aerobics videos? That aerobics video is fun to do, and some people are wanting me to like do a longer one and put it like on an actual VHS tape. Maybe that'd be like a unique gift or something. I guess I could do that, but we'll see where it goes. Thank you for the super chat and thank you for the support on the video. Moving down, Darius Brown, $10 super chat. Thank you, sir. Hey, Mike. Don't have any super pertinent questions. My father's a cop, so just wanted to say I appreciate what you do to bridge the gap between law enforcement and the public. But do you prefer 9mm or 45? Excuse me. Wow. If all things being equal, I do love a 45. I carried one for 5 years, and then at my newest apartment that I'm at now for my part-time gig, I actually went back to a Glock 17 with a 9mm because I do love 9mm, and here's what I like about it. It gives you more rounds. And the more rounds that I can get down target in any situation is a smart tactical move. So I feel like it's a good choice for me right now. I'm enjoying using the 9mm. So I love shooting them. I love that caliber, and I think it's smart to have more rounds. So yeah, there we go. Thank you. Tell your dad I said hello, and thank you for his community service. Miss Firegal 8, when are you coming to the Chicago area? I'm actually going to be in the Chicago area in early November. I will be at a COPS, Concerns of Police Survivors event at a Relentless Defender booth, working on behalf of Relentless Defenders. So I will be in Chicago around the 7th, 8th, 9th, something along those lines, I think. Don't quote me on that, but just stay tuned, and I will announce on my Facebook page, and I'll put in the community tab here in YouTube where I'll be and all that stuff. So soon. L Wall, thank you from Ipsy. All right, local boy, L Wall or girl, whoever you are. Thank you very much for the super chat. Moving down. Taylor Doohy. Just want to say thank you for all the good work you do. Keep up the good work. Taylor, sincerely, thank you so much. I appreciate the compliment for saying that I do good stuff. Thank you. I'm glad that you appreciate that, and thank you for the super chat. Thomas Merriman, $5. Thank you. Best way to judge if an officer needs assistance and how to offer to help them. Okay, Thomas, I have a video that was titled something along the lines of when to step in and help an officer. I don't remember the exact title, but it's one of my higher viewed videos. If you go to my YouTube channel, go to videos and sort by views, it's in the 6 figures. It's not a million, but it's in the 6 figures. So you can find that. But essentially, I would ask when it's really clear that they need help, and it's clear that you're not, I mean, you have to kind of apply common sense. You don't want to get stuck in a situation where you are mistaken for someone who's an aggressor or trying to help the person that the cop is already dealing with. All right, so hopefully that helps, Thomas. Travis, thank you for the super chat. Hello, I work in a hospital and I get asked the same 5 questions all day. Since it's a Monday, I feel destroyed. This happened when you are working. Yes. Yeah, you can get tired of hearing the same things over and over and over again. And it can wear on you, I guess, if that's what you're asking. Or feeling tired your first day of the work week. I get that too. But thank you for the super chat, buddy. Moving along, trying to move along anyway. Sean, I'm working backwards here. Sean says, thank you for your service. Appreciate the super chat. JD50, being that you are a libertarian, does it bother you to enforce victimless crimes? Well, you're making an assumption that I enforce victimless crimes. So, I mean, I don't feel like I enforce victimless crimes. So, but I also recognize, even as a libertarian, that laws become laws because the people also want them. So I'm not a libertarian in the sense that I'm an anarchist either. I believe the law has value even in laws that I disagree with. So I think that this is part of the beauty of our system, is that these things can change over time given the desire of the people who occupy the country. So I believe in individual freedom, and so I don't know if that answers your question or not very well, but I don't feel like I'm enforcing any victimless crimes right now. Let me make sure. Oh my goodness, guys. I'm trying to keep up. I'm coming back to catch up on the super chats. Guys, if you're asking other questions and they're not super chats, I'll get to them eventually, but I want to give special attention to those that are obviously super chatting. Sean, thank you. Hey, I know you wanted Dave's wife to make you ramen noodles a while back. Did you hear about the new ramen place in Detroit, Urban Ramen? Sean, I have not heard about it. If you're still around, Sean, send me an email. Tell me where this, I guess I can just look it up, but I have not heard of Urban Ramen, but now I want to go really bad. So I will, really badly, I will, oh, underpaid producer is in here. Look at you, thanks. You must not be driving back from Cedar Point. You must be riding back from Cedar Point. So yeah, I'm gonna have to try Urban Ramen. Thank you for the super chat. Continuing on, Etan, do you pull over for tint windows? Etan, thank you for the super chat. I have used tinted windows for probable cause or for a cause to stop a vehicle. I don't use it because I get upset about it and I don't write tickets for it. Okay. Archeome, $2 super chat. Can you film cops if they are abusing their power? You can film cops at any point as long as it's not interfering with their job. So this is not a blanket, you can go film cops anywhere and in any way that you want. That's actually not true, right? So if it's this line of you can't interfere with something, and it's potential that filming in some way, if you're doing something that's filming in a way that's interfering with an investigation, you could be told to stop. So it's not, you can't just, there's not a blanket free ability to film the cops, but for the most part, you can film them what you want, I guess. Hunter, thank you very much for the chat. I'm doing AROTC, majoring in criminal justice, and plan on doing military police, then going into police force of some kind. Will an MP background be a bonus? I would say yes. Military service in general is looked upon favorably, and for many civil service tests or city hiring purposes, it gives you a higher point system. So there you go. Miguel Dominguez, another super chat. Thank you. Couple of questions. One, have you been recognized by a fan while at work, say during a traffic stop? Any funny stories about that? I have multiple times. One that always stands out was the very first time I was ever recognized. I was doing a traffic enforcement detail, and I pulled a car over of about, I think it had like 5 early guys in their 20s, and I had already written a ticket. Now, mind you, I will let you know that when I wrote that ticket, they were doing like 13 over, and I wrote it for 5 over. So I cut them a break. I did like a 1 to 5 over ticket. And then I went back and somebody was like, hey, are you that guy? Are you that guy from Vine? Or are you on Vine? So we talked for a little bit, laughed. I'm like, yeah, maybe, probably. So it's happened, but that stands out of my head. How exactly can we give assistance to a cop in distress? I think I've already answered that one, or you can check out the video that I did on someone helping the police. So thank you again very much, Mr. Dominguez. Tim Hunt, what do you think about airport cops? I think they're great. I don't really have a particular opinion one way or the other. I like the fact that airports, they have their own set of challenges, so I think it's important for them to be trained and work together in that. Grand Am GT, again, thank you for your service to our great country. 99.5% of law enforcement are the best people you can ever meet. I hope to meet you and the UPP someday. Y'all are great people, got my support. Grand Am, thank you very much. I hope to meet you someday. Tia Chia, thank you. How can I best show the police in my community how much I appreciate them? Amazing, yummy food. I don't want to stop them in the street. Would that make you feel special? You know, as long as we're not busy, stopping us in the street really isn't that big of a deal. It's fine. And here's the thing about food and cops. The thing about food and cops is if they don't know who you are and you bring in food, it's very likely it's not going to get eaten. That's because they don't want someone spitting in something or other things in food and then giving it to them because they got a ticket a couple of months ago or lost their case in court or whatever it is. So just so that you know, if you're gonna do the food thing, a gift card to some place or bringing in sealed food is the way to get it eaten, and it'll always be appreciated. All right, moving on. JD50, thank you again. Being that you are a libertarian, does it bother you? Oh, I already answered that question. Thank you for your service, Sean says. Thank you, Sean, for the support. And I think I am caught up. Holy cow. Mandy with $1, thank you. Oh, I'm not caught up. Oh, all right. Boom. My chat box moves. So I'm catching back up, guys. Oh man, there's a lot more. So I'm trying. Stand by. Let me pop. I need to pop this chat out. I need it to be bigger. Hold on. All right. Going back up. Bear with me. If you want to know the answers to your questions, stick around. If I miss somebody, I apologize. I'm trying to catch up. Stephen Mitchell, 4th time person follow after picking up prescriptions. This time following home and Zoom on drive when they pointed at home cameras and Pat Kimber on side. Advice? Thanks for service. Stephen, I really appreciate the super chat, but I'm going to be honest, I have no idea what any of that means. I would love to answer your question, but I don't understand it. Vassal says, dispatcher here as a police officer to support our efforts to be recognized as first responders instead of clerical workers. I'm going to be honest, I didn't know there was an issue with people saying that dispatchers are clerical workers. I've never heard that. So I support dispatchers. I don't think that I ever saw them as clerical workers, and I don't think that most cops view dispatchers as clerical workers. So I appreciate what you do, and you're a critical part of the system that we have in place to help people and respond to people in need. So thank you. Brett says, why did you put a survey on Patreon? I hope you don't plan on getting rid of Off the Cuff. No, I don't necessarily plan on it. I might make some changes with it. I don't know. Can you share a quick embarrassing on the job story? Hey, Mrs. Mike the Cop, have I ever told you an embarrassing story about myself at work that you can think of? I'm trying to think of something that embarrassed me. I don't get embarrassed really easy, even when I make mistakes or say stupid things. I don't know. I've stepped in dog poop before, like in my uniform, like right before we had to go into a house and try to arrest somebody, and it smelled real bad. But that wasn't embarrassing, it was just disgusting. Daniel Erickson, Mad Libs, you Dave 401, Bama. Alcohol, perfect. Yeah, I don't know when we're all going to be in the same room, but we can try. Benjamin Sosa, thank you very much. Hey, brother, I work for the University of Houston. Our 3rd highest calls are mental health emergencies. How do you deal with it, and how do you handle it? Mental health is a huge thing, obviously, a huge concern in our culture right now. And our typical response is to be careful, be aware, be kind and compassionate, and get them the help that they need. Sometimes that means they just need a family member, need somebody to talk to. Sometimes that means if they are a true danger to themselves or others, that they go to a facility where they are not going to harm themselves or somebody else. So a lot of times, if the circumstances can be mitigated without the forced, what they call committals, that is my preferred way if it's possible, because a lot of times people just need someone to talk to, but sometimes people are out of their freaking mind, or they're really contemplating hurting themselves or somebody else, and you don't want to see that happen. Mandy, thank you. Mitch Johnson, Canada. Hi from Ontario. I'm a cop up here. We also use the phrase choir practice too when the male coppers go to the girly bars after shift. Well, we just use choir practice here in the drinking sense, not necessarily the girly place sense. Moving down, JD50. Do you ever lie about a reason to pull someone over because you think they look suspicious? The answer is no. I do not lie about it. That would be against the law. I have to have a reason to pull somebody over. Sometimes, now get this, sometimes that reason can be suspicion, right? So in that case, I could lie to them that I pulled them over for something else, but I still have to have in the eyes of the court, and this is a very reasonable thing in the eyes of the court, I have to have some reason to pull somebody over, even if it's suspicion for some reason. So do you ever lie about that? No, I don't lie about it. Catch me if you can. Mike, you are simply awesome. Thank you for what you do. I got my CWP and am nervous about ever being pulled over. How do you handle that? First of all, thank you for the super chat. If you carry a concealed pistol, follow your state laws. I have a video that is also in the top 10, if not the top 5, called reacting to the police when carrying concealed. I kind of lay out my basic pattern for that, so go back and watch that. But basically, follow your state laws. There's nothing to be nervous about. Just don't reach for it. And I would say that if for some reason a cop says, "Can you hand me something?" If you're armed and the gun is there and you've already told me you're armed, you can say, if you're really nervous, just say, "I would feel more comfortable if I kept my hands where you could see them and you got it." You could say that, like whatever makes you feel comfortable, but there's really no ultimate reason to be too worried about that. That's my advice. Miguel Dominguez, again, anytime you had to go full hands on somebody, notice that it was your jiu-jitsu training that saved the day. Miguel, multiple times I have used jiu-jitsu in some way. And it's not just the techniques that help for the most part. Someone just asked if I ever shot someone. No, I've never shot someone. And what Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu does the best is keeps me calm when the situation goes to the ground. So, which is anytime you're gonna put somebody in handcuffs that doesn't want to go. So that's the big benefit of Jiu-Jitsu. Saving the day sounds pretty extreme, so I wouldn't say that. Brandon H., what is a good first gun to consider buying? Brandon, I would go to the range if I were you, buddy, and I would shoot a bunch of guns and see what you shoot best with, see what feels comfortable. Different brands of guns and different grips and different sizes fit people's different hands different way. So whatever you grip the best and shoot down range the best with, that is the best starting point. So that's my recommendation. Someone dropped in a $50 super chat. I am humbled by that. Thank you very much. I'll get to your question in a second. Trump is awesome. Says, agree with the U.S. government accepting Muslim refugees. I feel like that is a little bit of a loaded question, as though either being Muslim or a refugee is in itself a problem, and I would not agree with that. I would disagree with any fully open borders and welcoming a ton of refugees that are not properly looked at or screened. If that answers the question. That's what I think. Somebody said something about the Logan Paul KSI fight. I did watch it, and I do agree with the decision on the draw. I think Logan had his time, and KSI had his time too. Apple Fritter, based on your experience, how can you not be a white nationalist? What? I don't even know what that means. What do you mean, based on my experience, how could I not be a white nationalist? I don't even know why you would ask that, but I'm not a white nationalist. I'm not even sure that I know what that means, but I'm not that. Chad, thank you very much. I just became armed security. What's your favorite brand of handcuffs and baton? Do you carry a backup gun on duty? If so, what do you carry? Okay, simple question. My favorite brand of handcuffs right now is ASP, or ASP. I don't carry a baton, so I couldn't tell you. Do you carry a backup gun on duty? Yes. And if so, it's a Glock 42. It's a 380. And that's my backup gun. Jennifer Milligan. Jennifer, you have been a supporter of mine for a long time. And so, Jennifer, personally, I want to say thank you very much. A single mom living in a small town. So you're a single mom, and you just dropped that donation through the super chat. And honestly, Jennifer, I am super appreciative of your support. That's really motivating. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. As a single mom living in a small town, I still get nervous about someone breaking into my home. I have 2 dogs, but do you have a home alarm system that you suggest? That's a great question about home alarm systems. Here's the problem with alarms. Pause for this bourbon break. Ah, man, that is tasty. Okay, the problem with alarm systems is I have tested this. Okay, when I was first learning about police response and all that stuff, I actually did it both as a resident, for residents and for businesses. And by the time the business, I called dispatch and told them, we're doing a test, right? This is not real. I'm here right now. And we pushed the button at a 7-Eleven, right? It was almost 5 minutes before we were dispatched. So would that be helpful? Same thing. It was like 7 minutes on the residential one that I seen before, from the time that the alarm was tripped to the time that we were actually dispatched. That does not count the time that it took for the officers to stop what they were doing, if they were doing, or even if they were available to get there. So you're talking 5 to 10 minutes, 20 minutes to respond to an alarm. It's pretty much only after the fact. I would save yourself the money on an alarm system. Now, to get those cameras that you can see live in your house, that would be potentially, good for you and your peace of mind when you're not home or whatever, or to see who's at the front door when you're home alone. Then to see who's outside, that'd be helpful. However, I would get the motion detectors with noise so that it at least gives someone the impression that someone is being alerted, and that would be a deterrent. So it's a very effective deterrent to have noise and light and sound and make your house a hard target. But paying for the alarm company to notify the police is a waste of money, in my opinion. Thank you, Jennifer. All right, MP, thank you for the super chat. Hey, I'm doing a police ride-along tomorrow. Do you have advice to get to me? I'm just a little nervous. There's nothing to be nervous about with a ride-along. Ask questions, though. The worst part as a cop when you get a ride-along, it's two extremes. I've had both. One, you have somebody who just sits there and asks no questions. That's annoying, because now you're just occupying space in my life for nothing, right? You're asking no questions. Asking questions that come to mind are great. The other extreme is someone who is on a ride-along but thinks that they already know everything. So I've actually had young college students on ride-alongs try to correct me on things that they know nothing about. That is also annoying. So these extremes, avoid those. Be in the middle, be a normal person and ask questions. Nothing to be nervous about at all. Every time if I touch my mouse the wrong way, it jumps to the bottom, so I'm trying to keep up. Miss Firegal, please do a video on how the public can protect ourselves in this shooter-going postal current climate. Man, train. You're gonna have to train. You gotta get armed and you gotta train. Find a place that does tactical firearms training and then go for it. Conservative Russian, you're awesome. Conservative, I'm also the grammar police. Make sure you put apostrophe R-E. You are. But thank you very much. Thank you for the super chat, brother. Sean, how does your department deal with radio abuse? My coworkers like to constantly key up and stay on the air. Very frustrating. Yes, we mock them mercilessly until they stop doing it, or dispatch trumps them and cuts them off. I call them radio cowboys. They love to hear themselves talk, and they drone on and on and on, and it's terrible. James, thank you for the super chat. So late to the stream, what do you think you could help with officer stress issues, referring back to my comment on your other video? James, I'm not exactly sure what the comment was on my other video. I apologize for not having all the comments memorized. I do appreciate the question. Right now, what I think is better training. Right now, now more than ever, we know the effects of the particular stresses that law enforcement has on officers, and now more than ever, we are equipped to then train about how to deal with those stresses in healthy ways. So, on my end, what I've done through Humanizing the Badge is support our work in the Call for Backup campaign, and literally we send someone into police departments or invite them into trainings where we talk about what kind of stresses are happening in law enforcement and how to deal with them in healthy ways. And that's called the Call for Backup campaign. And I think the more people that get behind something like that and encourage each other to reach out when we need it, the better. Nick with a $2 super chat, thank you very much, sir. Cowboy Plays, super chat, thank you. I want to become a sheriff deputy one day and have been wondering how to go about asking if my sheriff's department would sponsor me or if I have to enroll myself in the police academy. That's very simple. I would just call them. I would just call the offices and say, does the sheriff's department ever hire people and sponsor them through the academy, or do I have to put myself through? And you can get an answer almost immediately that way. Nick Moore, Mike, finally caught a live stream, big fan. What are your thoughts on concealed carry, chambered versus unchambered? Great question. Bourbon break. Okay, concealed carriers, if you're out there, which I hope that if you have the ability to carry a firearm, I hope that you do. I encourage you to. And if you're on the fence about it, I would encourage you to carry. If you are going to carry a firearm, if you are going to have a firearm in your home, anywhere you are trained to have a firearm, chamber the round. It's called carrying hot, right? Doggone it, make sure that you carry hot, okay? Chambered, chambered, chambered. Do not carry a gun with no round chambered, because then you are carrying a paperweight that has ammunition in it. So you have to be able to utilize it. You're not going to then all of a sudden be able to, when literally split moments count. Oh, let me chamber this round and then get it on target. You don't want to put yourself in that position. All right. Hope that answers that question and my opinion on that. Okay. Apple fritter. Detroit, Haiti, and Africa, what do they have in common? I don't know. I live in Detroit. I'm not sure what I'm being set up for, but Jay Allen, thank you very much. I just want to say hi and I appreciate your channel. From a cop's point of view, I've learned a lot. Thank you. Jay, I'm glad that's the case. Catch Me Again, thank you, says, going back to me having my firearm, do you think if I asked the officers to secure the weapon before proceeding, is it too much? Would you, if asked? No, I would not touch the weapon. I would not want to secure the weapon. Go back and watch my recent video on police need to stop doing this to concealed carriers. That's my opinion on that. So no, I wouldn't personally do that, because I don't want to touch your weapon. I support your right to carry it. I don't want to mess with it. I just want to handle the business of the stop. So that's my opinion on that. Juice-soon, wow, holy crap, very humbling, $100 super chat. You don't understand how much that means to me. I thank you. Been enjoying your videos for a long time, and I'd like to support your channel. Thank you for the work you do on YouTube in real life. Thank you so much. I honestly appreciate that, and I can tell you with sincerity that I will put that to good use in growing the channel. The UPP made it back from Cedar Point, everybody.
Dude, I have the worst headache ever. But Steel Vengeance.
Steel Vengeance at Cedar Point.
Listen, man.
I thought they just rebranded the Maverick.
No, you know the Mean Streak, that old giant wooden ride in the back. Listen,
Hurt my back like crazy.
it's the smoothest ride
Is
there.
it wooden still?
It's all wood, but they put metal. It's like steel beams instead, and it like twists and turns, and you go upside down. It is awesome, and it's a straight drop like this.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
I look like a mess, but holy crap!
Yeah.
Whoa.
Juice-soon. Really.
Did you just mention that already?
Yeah. We just mentioned it before you walked
Dude,
in.
thank you guys for being so supportive. It's crazy.
You don't understand, guys. Like, things are constantly evolving. We need new equipment. We have new goals. We want to do better content, and all of this stuff helps us accomplish it.
a lot.
It's
Especially
like
since YouTube
literally
demonetizes
our soundboard.
everything.
Our soundboard broke recently, and we had to get a new soundboard, and it cost like almost $600 to get a new board. And so, this super chats like this helps keep us doing what we do. So honestly, like, we use it for growing the channel, and we thank you very much. Jonathan Evans, love what you're doing. Please keep it up. Thank you very much, sir. Daniel Erickson, can I do a ride along with you? Right now, my department doesn't do ride-alongs. We have a new chief, and I think that's kind of on hold for a little while. So, check back one day.
All right,
James Milanese. James is another guy that has supported me for a long time. When I know somebody's name like Jennifer Milligan or James Milanese, and Milanese, I don't know if I'm saying it right. You guys are the real MVPs, because you guys always make it worth it, because it's you that I have in mind when I'm doing this. So thank you. What would your opinion be on turning all officers into state police? Would that help with jurisdiction issues and technically having more officers to cover?
That'd be confusing, I think.
Who may have just dealt with a rough situation such as a child death. I don't think it's necessary, and here's why, James. Because essentially, we have agreements, and I think most states are this way. We have agreements for mutual aid. So if something is going on next door and they call for help, the way that the law works, at least in Michigan, is if another agency is asking for officers, we're allowed to go help, and we share law enforcement authority in that capacity. We can't just go wherever we want out of our jurisdiction, but when a department is asking, so it really wouldn't ultimately make any practical difference, I don't think. But thank you for considering the idea that it's tough sometimes to deal with stuff.
We did just go on vacation.
L Wall, hello UPP from Ipsy. Oh,
Hey,
thank
what's
you very
up?
much. Again, local boy. Balls to the wall, $10. Thank you very much. I hope you, I mean, if your balls are there involuntarily, I hope you get them off. And if they're not, we'll keep up the good work. Keep them stuck there. Christopher Bartow, thinking about becoming an officer, but my local department is very small, Wyoming and all. Should I move to a larger city to start out? Christopher, only you can answer those questions about what you want to do. So if your goal, see you, buddy. If your goal is to get into the action, then you might want to look at a larger agency. If it's to serve in your local community, no matter what that results in, then go with that. You got to go with your gut. Only you know the answer to that. Brett, use this $2 to incentivize Dave to stop working OT. I'm not sure if $2 is going to do it, but I will tell him. Thank you. JD50, do you think Building 7 was taken down by controlled demolition? I have no clue. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm aware of these conspiracy theories and things. I don't think so. The last time I even looked at any of this stuff was on a Joe Rogan podcast with Eddie Bravo, where they were talking about the moon landing and other conspiracies. I got that.
Yeah, look at. It's my name. Elijah Craig.
Your name is
Don't know why
not
there's
Craig,
Craig. But my name's Elijah. Fun fact.
I wish you knew how to make bourbon like that. I could get it for cheap.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, you
Oh,
know.
I finally banned Roberto Sanchez because he was spamming the live chat. No, I was gonna keep him, but he was just being.
Oh, Roberto Sanchez he's the guy that posts on every video that I do.
He's like
Guy's-
talking about cops are the new Nazis. So I'm
He's
just
so
like,
weird, man.
I told him I was like, I'm gonna.
See you later, Roberto.
I know. It's like, I'm just done with you.
So anyway, no, I'm inclined to believe that Building 7 was not taken down by a controlled demolition. That's my inclination. I don't claim to be super knowledgeable about explosions and conspiracy theories. Derek, thank you very much for the super chat. Does today's ignorance and hatred toward police officers make you fearful in your profession? Seems like it's the thing today, trying to catch any cop in anything wrong. It doesn't make me fearful, and I don't think it makes most cops fearful, just because it's, you know what it is? It's annoying. It's tiring and it's annoying, but it doesn't make us afraid because we're out there just doing our jobs. I don't care if people videotape me doing my job. It doesn't bother me. I have an audio recording all the time, anytime. So I really don't care, right? So it doesn't bother me. So it doesn't make me afraid. It can get annoying. Okay, Matthew Murphy, no question, but a super chat. Thank you, Mr. Murphy. I really appreciate that. James Milanese again, almost forgot. And drink. Oh yeah. So good. I might like Elijah Craig better than I like Bullet. Is Dearborn full Somalia yet? It's not the USA. Dearborn is the United States, and no, it's not full Somalia. It's just Dearborn. All right. Owen, thank you very much from Canada. Miguel, are you serious? Holy cow. Wow. Wow. Miguel. Wow. I'm literally quite close to speechless. Thank you. You don't understand how amazing that is. I really appreciate that. I would just like for a shout out to the Spanish police. Miguel Dominguez, ¿de dónde es usted? ¿Puedo hablar en español un poquito? Bastante. Vivía en Costa Rica por un año, 2001 a 2002. Y recuerdo más o menos mi español, pero ha sido como 17 años. Entonces, I don't remember everything, and it makes my brain hurt because I kind of have to think. 17 years ago, I could just talk in Spanish. Now I have to think about it first. So maybe you and I can practice some Spanish together at some point, and you can help me reclaim my fluency. yes, it is terrible to see what is going on in Europe and how they are being bullied by a different ideology. Miguel, muchísimas gracias. I would love to talk to you further about where you're from when you say the Spanish police. If you're from Europe, I've been to Barcelona before, so thank you very much.
I've been to 7 different European.
You've been to 7 different. Miguel Dominguez just won the night with about a $450 donation.
Did he do it on purpose?
Yes, he did it on purpose. He said this is not a mistake. Like literally, I mean, I was like virtually speechless with this. Like it's insane. So that kind of support is unbelievable. Metal Against Metallic, thank you very much for the super chat.
Underpaid producer might become slightly paid. I'm kidding.
Garrett Asasome 888 says, looking to go into law enforcement but worried about corruption. Thoughts?
There's corruption in every
Guys,
job.
I planned on this stream being about 30 minutes, and here we are 45 in. I'm going to keep answering questions for a little bit, mostly because this bourbon is good enough to keep me going for a little bit longer. And
It's named after me.
because it's named after you. Corruption in the police is not a systemic problem that the media wants to perpetuate. Are there places where there is corruption? Yes. Without a doubt. Because humanity's involved, right? 2 things. 1, it's not the problem that you might think it is. And 2, the only way to do it is to be the kind of cop who shows that you don't have to do it. Be corrupt. So making a difference would be a noble thing too, even if you believe that now. Getting in and doing something about it is a noble thing. JB, opinions, oh gosh. Doggone it. I hate, ugh. Okay, here we go. Opinions on the rigid style of cuffs, like ever use them on duty. They don't seem to be big in North America. Hinge cuffs. I use hinged handcuffs. I don't use the chain. I like to give it as little room as possible for movement. Pay your child support, you drunk. I pay my child support every time my wife goes grocery shopping. All right. Miss Firegal, how can runners like Molly T protect themselves? She seems she didn't have time to call 911, although she got her call out. She was a local girl. You know, there is no magic way. Be aware of your surroundings and be prepared to defend yourself if at all possible. We live in a world, guys, that's a distorted, evil place. Man has a massive potential for evil, and it's unfortunate that people are victims in this world. And so it makes law enforcement all that more important. It makes citizens who are equipped and prepared to defend themselves all that much more important. Sad story from Molly, and just vigilance and being aware and being prepared is all you can do. You can't do anything else. And you can stop letting illegal immigrants in the country. Colin P. Hey, Mike, been a follower since Vine and every episode of the podcast. Also send in the gold button. I graduated the Academy Friday and first day of orientation in my department. You're an inspiration. Colin! Give it up for Colin, folks. Wow, that's awesome, man. It's so cool to see someone like yourself that has been with me through the whole process and now is becoming a cop. That is awesome. Thank you. Manuel Lopez, thank you very much for the super chat. Hey, Mike, my name is Manuel Lopez. I started a GoFundMe so I can put myself to the police academy here in Miami. Is there a way maybe I can send you the link? You can post it or something. It would mean the world to me. Manuel, I appreciate the super chat. Man, I wish you kind of wouldn't have super chatted so that you could use that money toward it. Here's the problem with GoFundMes and what I do. I'm just being honest with you guys. I started a nonprofit with a friend of mine back in 2015 called Humanizing the Badge. And we get, between Humanizing the Badge, myself, Officer Daniels, everyone associated with us, we probably get a dozen or more requests every day to help in some capacity with someone's cause or need. And our heart goes out to all of those needs, but we had to make a decision a while ago that we would only focus our efforts on what is directly needing to keep Humanizing the Badge as a nonprofit going. And so it's never fun to say no, but it's necessary to say no to all of the other requests so that we can focus on being the best that we can be with what we do. And you guys should know too that have ever donated to Humanizing the Badge or to the Call for Backup campaign, that it is a true nonprofit. We cover some travel expenses for people and stuff like that, but it's literally like we have one person that gets paid to do all of the planning and all that stuff, and it is minimal. And I think our direct dollars put to use is like in the high 90%. So we try to manage those donations very well. But Manuel, good luck in Miami. If there's someone I can connect you to or help you get connected to in a department down there in person, I'd be happy to do so. Reach out to me, realmikethecop@gmail.com. So anything else that I can do for you directly as best as I can, I would be happy to help you. King C, do you think it's hard for COs to become a cop? Not any harder than it is for anybody else. Metal against Metallic, how do full-time cops look at reserve officers? Is that a good way to get into law enforcement? It's certainly a good way to get exposed to law enforcement. And I think reserves vary so greatly from state to state how they're used. I think how those particular situations, are viewed by regular officers might vary. I love reserve officers because I love reserve officers that are doing it for the right reasons. If they actually want to serve their community and they think that's a great way to do it. I don't like ones that couldn't make it as a regular cop, so they become a reserve. That typically is a bad recipe because their attitude is wrong. Owen Savory, what are the rules, pursuits where you live? Pursuit rules vary by department, not by state. So for my department, I can pursue for anything, and I would be the one to determine if I terminate that pursuit or not. I can chase till the wheels fall off. Doesn't matter. That's my department right now. Other departments can't chase for anything unless it is a homicide or a kidnapping, something like that. Matthew Murphy, forgot to send the question. If you could work anywhere in the law enforcement government, what would your dream job be? Easy question. Something that I don't know that I would view it as a regret, but I certainly look back and go, man, that would be cool. And I'm just too old to do it now. And that is work for the U.S. Marshal Service. Hunting down people who are running from the law and finding them and catching them would be the ultimate, man. As a police officer, not necessarily as the bounty hunter kind of a thing, but as this fully sworn officer to do that would be so cool. So that's like one of those things, like if I knew now if I knew then what I knew now, then I would do that. That would be cool. But I'm too old to apply to the U.S. Marshal Service anyway. But that'd be cool. Also, I'll see you when you come to Chicago. Won't miss. Can't wait to meet you in person. All right, Colin. I look forward to that. Pay attention. I will be announcing on social media when and where I'll be. Catch me. Mike speaks Spanish. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And Miguel is for shizzles. Viva la España. Yeah, catch me. Lo siento que mi español no es tan bueno que se puede, as it could be, que se pueda. But again, it has been so long since I have used Spanish to do basic things like what's your name, what's your date of birth, do you have a license, that kind of a thing. Basics that are so ingrained in me, it's not hard to say. It just once I get going, I fall over linguistically because my brain can't keep up. Like I have to think about the Spanish words, like I said before. I think that if I had 2 or 3 months of speaking Spanish each day, that it would sort of like kick back in. I should do that. I really want to speak Spanish better again. Most of the James Milanese, I need to know how to say your actual name. Most of the issues people are seeing crazy videos police is because the videos are a small piece of what actually happened. Yeah, that's for sure. For sure. Jennifer Milligan, do a live with Donut and Dave and drink. I need to do a live with Donut. I've been on his show live. I need to get him live. No doubt about it. That is on the agenda. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but we're going to do it. Colin, send me my taser. Send me your taser video. Yeah. Balls to the wall. Have you ever worked with federal law enforcement and what's it like? I have worked. So at my last department, we had people that worked with the DEA and FBI on task force, so they were in and out of the station for various reasons at different times, and the state police. But sometimes the federal government will be doing, an agency will be doing some type of operation in your jurisdiction, and they let you know, hey, this is going on, and maybe they need your help to secure the outside of a house while they go in or whatever else. So it's always been a good experience for me. Scrolling through the super chat still. All right. Would you ever like to be part of a canine unit? No, I don't think that I would. I love canines. It's a huge commitment. People don't realize the amount of effort that goes into getting, learning, and maintaining a dog certification, and the work demands and the personal demands that having a dog, a working dog in your life is. It's a big commitment, and I just don't think that I would be up for that added into my life. It'd be cool. I love canines, but Apple Fritter looked into white genocide in South Africa. No, I haven't. Stephen Mitchell, do you carry AR-15, and do you have to buy your own? If you do for a job, I give a new one to you. I'm retired and know y'all have a lot of expenses. Help y'all out. Thank you, Stephen, for the offer of that. I have a personal AR at home that I bought and carried at work myself. I didn't have to. I just liked it better than the ones at work, and I like to have it off duty as well to practice with. So I have one. At work right now, we have assault rifles provided to us and shotguns provided to us. So I have one personally, and work provides me one while I'm at work. So I do appreciate that. There are probably some smaller departments that don't have that luxury. James Milanese. Yeah, okay, you could use Mayo, no Miracle Whip. Gotcha. Milanese. Now I know. Milanese. Not Milanese. Are we caught up? Am I really caught up? Woo! No, they're not assault rifles. That's not what AR really stands for, I don't believe. Is there a cutoff speed for motorcycle chase? Do it with flow, ass. There's a common sense to motorcycle chases. I don't chase motorcycles really because I don't want anybody to get hurt. Unless I really suspect. I don't get in car chases unless I really suspect that somebody is like I'm confident that this person needs to be stopped. Because there's just too much risk. There's a lot of risk to the public. You kind of weigh that out. So I always weigh it out. They reload themselves. What are your thoughts on school officers and cameras? I'm in favor of both of them. Best police vehicle I've ever had? Hands down, the Crown Vic. M19 in with the super chat. Do you think having police come in full tactical gear at sporting events is a good idea or gets in the way? I think that there's a perception about tactical gear that I like James Milanese with American Right. I think that people mistake an outer vest with as tactical gear. Outer vests are like back-saving gear more than they are tactical gear. It is safer for your back and it's safer for the officer, so it's tactical in that sense. But Andre, what are you trained to do if someone draws on you before you can on them? Cover and concealment, where possible. Step offline and draw. That's the shortest answer, most direct answer I can give you. American Rat. Tommy Capone. Hi, Mike. Hey, Tommy. What is my off-duty CCW? My off-duty CCW can vary from my full-sized frame duty weapon, the Glock 17, or more common is in a soft holster, my Glock 42, 380. So, whatever I'm in the mood for. All right, guys, we are coming up on an hour. Thank you so much. I'm not going to post this afterward because what happens is these videos go nowhere afterward because people don't watch them back. So when I do the Ask a Cop Live, it'll probably be a monthly thing that I do, and I'm just going to take them down afterwards. That way people want to ask fresh questions. They don't and I can approach each one as an individual thing. So I'm gonna end it there. So thank you very much, guys. Everybody that super chatted, you don't even understand how huge of a help this is. We just had to invest about 800 in new equipment, and this it's a humbling help. So for those of you that have supported me a long time or recently, sincerely thank you. Even if you weren't able to super chat or whatever else, just the positive vibes, the views, the comments, the interaction, the engagement, the promotion, the shares. Thank you to all of you. So, all right, guys, I appreciate it, and that'll do it for me tonight.